Today we got to talk about Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, and we want to play, and all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. So it's college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, we need to talk about the hashtag We Want to Play movement by the players that went viral on Twitter late last night as Power 5 commissioners, university presidents, athletic directors, and coaches are talking about no football in the fall and canceling football in the fall. And I want to get into how this got done, and I want to also talk about what these players are asking for. But I also want to start with we want to play needs to be followed by we want to play, but not right now and not like this because it's stupid. Now, I love college football. Matter of fact, hold up. Many of y'all will know that my birthday was a couple weeks ago on a Friday, and my girl Laurel got me this custom pillow, right? So this is where I'm at. I want to play football, and I would love to see football being played while I am holding my girl and watching the game. I also love these players, and I don't want to see them hurt or their families get hurt. And I understand why some of y'all just want to put the football ahead of the players, and yet I think some of y'all don't actually understand the gravity of the situation. But before we get to that, let's also acknowledge all of the players just want to have something to say. And Darian Rencher, Trevor Lawrence, and others helped lead this thing because there was this schism that people thought was developing between We Are United, College Athlete Unity, and the We Want to Play group, and they got together on a group call, kind of like Voltron, to say, no, what we want is exactly this. And it went viral in large part because a former walk-on at Clemson, running back out of Anderson, South Carolina, named Darian Rencher, decided to reach out to players across the country, try to formulate this thing together, get on the same page with each other, and try to accomplish something like making history. I'm pulling for him right now. The Twitter post that they put out, right, says, we want to play football this season. Establish universal, mandated health and safety procedures and protocols to protect college athletes against COVID-19 among conferences throughout the NCAA. Give players the opportunity to opt out and respect their decision. Guarantee eligibility whether a player chooses to play the season or not. Use our voices to establish open communication and trust between players and officials, and this is huge. Ultimately create a college football players association representative of the players of all Power 5 conferences. Because what we are seeing is exactly the lack of that thereof, right? Which is to say, they need a union. They need a labor leader. They need somebody that represents their interest and has their interest at the forefront. Not unlike Michelle Roberts, Executive Director of the Players Association for the NBA. Not unlike Tony Clark, Executive Director for the Players Association in Major League Baseball. Not unlike Damara Smith, Executive Director of the NFL's Player Association, and on it goes. You not only need to have that person, you need to have the president of a Players Association. You need to establish ways in which you can fund this operation as well, with dues that might be coming out of your name, likeness, and image. Hello. What you need to do is find a way to pay these players and make them equal partners in this thing called college football, because the money is that massive, and the schools have known that the money is that massive from day one. It's the reason that we have Division I AA and Division I back in the day, because you had schools that were upset that their games would not be put on television because that's where the money is. So you had the University of Oklahoma lead a class action lawsuit in 1984 versus the NCAA, where a judge said, cool, the conferences and the schools can negotiate their own TV deals. That's how we end up with the Southwest Conference. That's how we end up with the Big 8 and the Big 12. That's how we end up with the SEC expanding, contracting. That's how we end up with conference realignment. It's the money, family. That's what it is. And the next stop is going to be a separation of the Power 5 conferences from the rest of college football, where you might see them create their own kind of league once again, because it's been done in the past. This is not new. We even had this during segregation. We had black college national championships, and we had what y'all called national championships. Fact of the matter is, didn't nobody want no parts of FAMU in the 50s and 60s, and they dodged him while Jake Gaither still had him good. I would have loved to have seen Rudy Hubbard's FAMU go up against Ohio State, or even Jake Gaither's FAMU go up against Ohio State, or Eddie Robinson's Grambling go up against Penn State. We were one of those, and yet we're back here now. And it's taken players like Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields who are not only opting in, but want to leave an imprint that goes forward in what this is going to be. And Trevor Lawrence has to be up front on this, as does Justin Fields, because Trevor Lawrence gets past this really important topic of race to a degree, because people don't see a black kid when they see Trevor Lawrence. They see sunshine. They see Jesus with the long hair. They see an elder statesman of college football. They see everything they want to see in a football player. And for him to have this stance is tremendous, because he is on the right path, and this will not interrupt his transition to the NFL. His draft stock will not go down because he's participating in this movement, unlike a lot of other players for which they'll talk about character issues and character flaws and all this garbage. Trevor Lawrence leading this makes this not just feasible, but likely, because this is a unique opportunity. There is opportunity in every crisis. That is why I have been very vocal about, no, let's do it, man. Tighten up the purse strings. Tighten up your belt. Let's see what you're made of, because I'm built up from this and out of this. Look, I came of age during the housing crisis, all right? I went without a steady paycheck and a steady job for 2 years. I turned wrenches through college. I threw white girls in the air in college. I bust tables in college. I know how to get through rough times. What I'm seeing is a bunch of people that don't. While college football seems to be mid-apocalypse and people are arguing over who gets to go through the hell mouth first, I'm looking at these crises and going, we have an opportunity to really do something worthwhile here. We have an opportunity to remake the way that people talk and think about and distribute the wealth in college football. And that's what we're talking about, creating more wealth opportunities for families for which this is a once-in-a-generation opportunity for themselves. This is the way that it happens. You have to have money to build wealth. You have to be able to take that money and invest in yourself and your community to build wealth, right? We could take this all the way back in my native state of Oklahoma to the Indian Removal Act and the creation of the Dawes Commission and in Native American allotments, and how white folks tried to use guardianship nefarious law to take children and land from Native Americans after they banished them to a hinterland and wasteland. We could take it there. And then we could take it through segregation and redlining. And we could see that college football was that real place where black men had an opportunity to get on equal footing and show everybody what they could do. When Sam Bam Cunningham came through Alabama and showed them what's really good with 4 touchdowns in Tuscaloosa. When you saw guys like what Archie Griffin was doing, and that Woody Hayes decided that he wanted to recruit the best players in the country, and that's how a bunch of black players ended up at Ohio State. When we look at what this is, you can understand why the kids are getting an understanding of what the history of their sport could be if they change it right now, what it has been for over 150 years now. This is the opportunity. This is where you have to make it happen. I'm excited to see what they do. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.